what a result. Celtic got a draw in Atalanta, a game that Celtic were completely written off on. Everyone thought it would be glorious in defeat. They said keep it less than 3. Celtic managed to keep them at bay altogether. Yes, Celtic got the draw. Atalanta 0, Celtic 0. The draw was what Celtic really wanted. The fans didn't believe that we could get anything from the game before the game started. Everyone thought that Brendan Rodgers had picked the wrong team, but I did say that a draw, I said it all week, I said it last night on the live, I said the most we can expect is a draw, and a draw is what we should be aiming for, because a draw is a fantastic result in European terms when it comes to the Champions League. What it does do positional wise, it moves Celtic up from 23rd position before we started the game up to 18th position in the Champions League. Yes, we are 18th position in the Champions League, which gives us a fantastic fighting chance to stay in the top 24 come the end of this phase of the tournament. We go into the next 2 games at home. It's 2 games at home that I think that Celtic can win. The teams that we're playing aren't playing that great, so I think that we should be able to beat them. Celtic will be looking to maximise their points. If we can win the next 2 games at home, added to the 4 points that we currently have, that would take us to 10 points for this Champions League run. And then there's still another 2 games after that. That would be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And for me, for one, I am ecstatic the way that Austin Trusty plays. A lot of people were doubting Austin Trusty before the game, but I've got to say, I cannot wait. If there's a team that you want to see together, and that is Cameron Carter-Vickers and Austin Trusty. Austin Trusty was brought in to play alongside Cameron Carter-Vickers. We all know that. Valuable point. I cannot wait to see Trusty and the one and only Cameron Carter-Vickers playing together. I thought it was a fantastic performance by Celtic. It was a rugged performance. It was a performance where you thought, they're going to have their backs against the wall. The second half, I did say at the halftime talk, I said that I don't think the Italians will have it in them to maintain the type of play that they were playing for the first half. They didn't. It's not an Italian style, to play with that pace for the full 90 minutes. The game was going to slow down in the second half. It played into Celtic's palms, and it was fantastic. And at the end, we get the result that we wanted. We got an extra point in the Champions League, currently sitting on 4 points. It's happy days when you see the teams that are below Celtic, currently Bayern Munich, and that'll be getting ready to play. But teams like Girona are sitting on 3 points. AC Milan, who have played their 3 games, are also sitting on 3 points. Club Brugge, they're sitting on 3 points. Way down with -4 goal difference. They're way down. Club Brugge are in 26. PSV Eindhoven, they are in 27th position, having played 3 games. Bologna, they've played 3 games. They're in 28th position. Shakhtar Donetsk, they're in 29th position, having played 3 games. Next up is Sturm Graz, they're away down in 32nd place, having played 3 games. And then other teams that have played 3 games is Slovan Bratislava, who Celtic gubbed on the first day, and then FC Girona, they are in 35th position on 0 points. So it's a fantastic. Let's not downplay what happened with Celtic tonight. I noticed that Aston Villa, Aston Villa's still top of the league. How did that happen? They weren't earlier. Take it Bayer Leverkusen. Who drew earlier? Bayer Leverkusen drew. They were winning. Jeez, that just goes to show you. Aston Villa are still sitting top of the league on maximum points. That's weird, because Bayer Leverkusen were winning earlier on tonight. But anyway, let's jump into the comment section and see what everyone is saying. Absolutely ecstatic, over the moon. I'm trying to get the telly on through here and see what they're saying about it on the telly. Oh man, absolutely buzzing for that. Channel history. Two seconds, just trying to get this on. It's the wrong one. It's not got the right TNT one. Nope. God. Just turn it down. Let's get back into the comments. See what everyone is saying. Nicola McCafferty says, looking good for a point. Everyone playing as well. That was for the game. Best I've seen Celtic defensively. Happy with that, says Nicola. And I thought Valle was not bad at all tonight. I thought Alex Valle has proved a lot of the doubters wrong tonight. In the second half, I thought he was a fantastic player. Him and Trusty, absolutely brilliant tonight. I thought it was right that Rio Hatate was brought off at the time he was. The Brendan Rodgers made the changes just at the right time, and I thought Kyogo was unlucky. I thought that ball when Kyogo was through one-on-one with the keeper and he hits it over the top of the keeper, you're thinking, just take that one touch, Kyogo, and smash it in the back of the net. That was the golden opportunity. That was the big chance that Celtic had. And unfortunately, Kyogo just decides to try and do it with one touch, lob the keeper. But he's never a hen out glass, and he's never that standard. But it is what it is. Getting the point was brilliant. And it was just unlucky for Kyogo. It would have been amazing if Kyogo had got that in the back of the net, though. Absolutely amazing. Joseph says, hail, great result. Nicholas says, what a performance. Wex said, good result, hard in point. Never expected that. Nope, nobody did. I did say a draw is the best we could get. A draw, aim for a draw, and anything. I'm lost for words. Absolutely lost for words. What an absolutely fantastic result. Nicholas says, hail, Stephen. Mike's in the house. Good result. Great result, guys, says Joe. Chilpil said, what a result. Stephen says, absolutely brilliant. Well done, lads. Kuhn was immense for me, says Baz Cards. Scenarios, great result. I'm delighted. What a performance. I can breathe now, says Chilpil. I can breathe just a bit better. The antibiotics aren't kicked in just yet. Hazel says, top man. Joseph says, hail, Baz. Now for Motherwell's Sunday hard game. Let's not even talk about Motherwell's Sunday yet. Let's just live in the moment. Nicola did say it was a draw. To a man, job done. Never seen that result coming. What a team performance, says Chowpil. And everyone's excited. The Huns are raging, saying Atalanta are crap. DJ Singing's in the house. Paradise Found's in the house. Carlight is absolutely buzzing. Stephen says, Warriors tonight, unbelievable defensive unit. What a defensive unit. I need to get on to TNT Sports. 2 seconds. Where the hell's TNT Sports? There we go, TNT Sports. I want to try and get Brendan Rodgers. Oh crap, bugger off. There's a Celtic game. Celtic Atalanta 4. Let's see what they're saying about it. Taking a point over in Italy. Joe's on the telly. I tell you one thing, Neil Lennon's done well to get from Spain to Italy for the game tonight. Joe Hart's just talking now.
Tonight was a big night. It was about proving that 3 weeks ago was an anomaly. It was
Don't
something that was going to happen in this Champions League. And look, that first half was breathless. It felt like the ball never went out of play. I thought the link-up play from Atalanta was exceptional. Pasalic arriving late, had some great chances, some headed chances on the 6-yard box. They rode their luck to a certain extent, but I thought defensively they were absolutely brilliant tonight. Liam Scales,
Joe Hart, don't know if you can hear him talking.
Alistair Johnston, really good team performance, and it was a 16-man performance. All the subs came on and dug in towards the end. And look, there was the odd threat on the counter. I think tonight was all about getting the result.
Go yourself, Joe Hart.
I just want to pick your brain as a goalkeeper. When they press you quite severe, in the last 15-20 minutes, Celtic got quite deep, which is naturally going to happen. Do you have time, to communicate, the goalkeeper and especially the centre half,
Absolutely buzzing. Johan Mulvey's now talking to him. There you go, this other screen.
I think it's really important to be economic with your communication at that time, because it's very frantic. You've really got to take into account where everyone's legs are at.
Yep.
As the ball goes up the pitch, you want to squeeze. But we looked at Alistair Johnston there. we looked at Liam Scales, they look very, very tired. So you've got to mix, you've got to have those expectancies that you want from a 95-minute performance, but you've also got to be very understanding that you can't ask the boys to do things that they can't physically do. And I think they balanced that really well. And one thing that I think we all noticed, didn't we, from about 70 minutes onwards, it wasn't as relentless as it had been in the previous. And maybe if they put themselves in the right position, Atalanta were almost helping it into the box, whereas in the first half,
Atalanta, who cares? Celtic got the massive result. That's a big one. Only Joe Hart was talking on the television there. I don't know if you heard it at all, but Joe Hart is ecstatic with the way the team played tonight to a man. They played absolutely fantastic. I'll just see it. We're 18th in the table, Chilpel. Yes, I did say that at the beginning of this video. We are 18th in the table. I also spoke about the teams that are below us that have played 3 games also. It gives Celtic an absolutely perfect chance to finish in the top 24. Remember, you need to finish in the top 24 to get 2 additional games in the Champions League. And we've done ourselves a massive chance tonight. It puts to bed the performance of Celtic in Dortmund in Germany. And I think that we can all get over it. And I did say before the game tonight, I did say that I thought Celtic have got a chance tonight. Brendan will tell the players that they need to rectify their reputation in Europe and show teams that they're not a walkover. And to a man tonight, they defended for their lives. We did have chances. We had a few opportunities that on a better day, Kyogo would have took one little touch instead of trying to lob the keeper. I mean, a better striker maybe taking one touch and then smashed the ball into the back of the net. He had the space to do it, and that's what makes the difference between a really top level striker and just playing in Scotland, you know. And it's just being able to take that chance on the first shot. CBS USA has already moved to the next game. Has moved on to the next game, says James Beattie. Jesus. 4 guys saying Ida is hopeless. What the fuck? Could he have done anything and been more consistently defending? I don't know who's saying Adam Ida was useless, because Adam Ida, he was up against it with that big defender. He was playing him toe to toe, whether you like it or not, and we just couldn't get the space. Adam, there's only one thing that I thought Adam did wrong, is towards the end of the first half, when he gets the ball into the corner, and rather than smack it off the player's leg and get the throw into Celtic with the dying minutes of the first half, he does what Adam does, and he ends up running the ball out the pitch, not thinking far enough ahead. You know, he should have just kicked the ball off the player and it would have went off the player. But he done well. I thought he was up against it. He was up there on his own. Kyogo would never have lasted the 60 minutes. Kyogo would never have lasted that length of time. Brendan Rodgers, tactically, did it fantastic tonight. You can all say what you want about Brendan and the fact that a lot of people were bemoaning the fact that he wasn't going to change his style, wasn't going to change his tactics. Well, he's stuck 2 fingers up to the Celtic fan media and Celtic fans tonight and said, look, we can play defensive, but when it comes to it, we can also attack. And they tried to go on the counter-attack tonight, and I think that was what was good about Celtic. But we're just not there. The ball, Brendan Rodgers will say, and you'll hear him say it, is the ball in the final third wasn't good enough. Not good enough for this level. If we were just 2% better at this level, we're winning that game tonight. Whether the Italians like it or not, we would have won the game tonight. And listen, the chances that they had, they weren't on target. They weren't on target at all. Let me just refresh this page to get the final full stats. The stats. So when you look at the stats, they had 22 shots at goal. They only had 6 on target. That shows you how wild their shooting was. About as good as Celtic's at the weekend. There's the one and only Kasper Schmeichel talking now. Kasper Schmeichel says, I knew it was going to be a tough game. Had to learn from the Dortmund game. Defend for our lives. We did that. Very proud of the boys tonight. It was the best defensive performance. We carved out some chances, says Kasper. to come here and get a point is a good point, says Casper Schmeichel.
Practical approach in this one where we took a few less chances of build up because of their system, their man-to-man system.
I've got to say as well, I mean, whilst Casper Schmeichel's talking away there, I thought that Celtic man marking for corners was second to none. I've never seen Celtic man mark the way they did in this game. And I tell you one thing, Brendan Rodgers has been working on them in training over the last week or so, obviously thinking with this game in mind. And tactically, Brendan Rodgers got it right tonight. You cannot fault Brendan Rodgers in any way. He made the substitutions at the right time, bringing Adam Ida on for the start rather than Kyogo. I thought it was a masterclass because it allowed Kyogo to then run at them for the final 20 minutes of the game, where you knew that the Italians can't keep up any kind of pace at all. Italian football isn't played at pace, and especially for 90 minutes. The Italians ran themselves into the ground in the first half, and it showed because it showed that they made the changes early into the second half. The players were blown out their arse. They couldn't cope with the pace that Celtic were going to attack them with. That's for sure. Casper Schmeichel, absolutely over the moon. Ray says a point gets more money than Rangers have in their bank account. Dougie says an excellent result. Paradise Found says a sensible young man. My house. What are you talking about? Home next game though. Yeah, two games in the Champions League are at home next. Mike Powell says, "Quit whining, James, you baby." What's James saying? Ida was pish. Oh, James is whining. Adam Ida was pish. I don't think he was pish. I think he played the game that Brendan thought he was going to play. You know, you're playing against a team that have scored the most goals in Italy. They've also been leaking goals in the Italian league, but they are unbeaten in Europe in the last 6 or 7 games or something. Maybe it goes back longer than that. They're unbeaten in Europe in at least 7 games. They won the Europa League last year. So to get a result like that, a performance like that from Celtic has to be applauded. I think everyone to a man played the position that they were asked to play by the manager. Austin Trusty, how many headers and tackles did he put in? Right? Liam Scales even come in with some cracking tackles also. When you look at it, we were playing about 6 or 7 at the back at some point. Never have you seen Celtic so defensive, and it basically nullifies the Italians. And I think fair play to Brendan Rodgers. He said he was going to play his style of football, but I've never seen Celtic defend so good. Never seen us defend so good. You look at the pitch after it, Brendan Rodgers complete smiling, buzzing after that, saying well done. James Beattie says the difference is James bitching about either. It was me. I know it wasn't you, James. Stephen Haypal says Lorna Gallagher. Ray says good night for Saigon, Baz. Ray's in Saigon and he is off back to the rest of the border. Have a good evening, Ray. Trusty was immense, says Martin K. And Falcon Hoof says Adam was great tonight, and when he gets used to that role, he'll be better. Let Big City coach the guy for a few days. Yep, let Big City coach. He was playing against big defenders. Let's face it, Kyogo couldn't play against those big defenders for 70 minutes. Not a chance. There's showing the one that came off the bar for. I mean, that was the closest that Atalanta came, with the header off the bar. I mean, we were lucky that it came straight back out and didn't go under the bar. So the Italians will be fuming with the amount of chances that they had, but you know, Celtic had chances as well. TNT Sports are currently showing that one. They're not going to show the one where Kyogo puts the ball just over the bar. I thought that Kyogo should have smashed that in the back of the net. Lorna Gallagher is happy. Pam predicted 3-1 loss. Never says that she'd be happy to be wrong. I didn't think that we would lose. I had a funny feeling that we'd get a draw, and I'd have been saying it the last couple of videos that the best we could expect was a draw. Everyone was unreal tonight. Derek says AJ done so well with that early yellow. Yep, he did that. Soundex says, what kind of player like a regular league frustrates? Rightly so. Not a task for the team at all. I'll take a point all day, says William. Absolutely fantastic Celtic. No zombie zone tonight in the One Celtic fans view. Nope. I'm looking at Lenny's lipstick just now. I think he might have chapped lips after being in Spain for about 5 days. I have to say, sold CCV replaced Trusty. I don't think so. Give me 2 seconds. I think that CCV and Trusty are your back two. CCV and Trusty are your back two. That's the players that the manager will want to see playing together. I think when you look at the way that Trusty is, I think he's better than Scales, to be honest. And I can't wait to see Trusty and Cameron Carter-Vickers playing together, because let's face it, he was brought in to play the position that Scales plays in. So it'll be interesting to see. Up the Celts, Chilpel says, I'm not a fan of Trusty, but he was immense tonight. Grace T says, absolutely buzzing. Joseph says, Brendan up next on the TV. That must be after the break, because I've got a break on. Baz, just is it grand being a Celtic fan? It's absolutely fantastic being a Celtic fan. Absolutely. You should have seen me jumping about the living room. Red Bull lipstick with no mugs. James Beattie says, I piped this a draw. When I see the fixtures came out, I thought Celtic could beat Slovan Bratislav. Lose to Dortmund. Pretty good. 3 out of 3 he's got. It is that process. You Baz says, Tony, I'm finally convinced and trusted his clearances were very, very good tonight. Said Soundnex. Peter says, Scales had an outstanding game tonight. Everyone had an outstanding game. And I think that going forward, Scales stepped up to the mark tonight and showed why he's in the national team for Ireland, because he's doing it at this level. You've got to say, I mean, there was the odd moment you're thinking, no, not Scales, the moment when he pulled the guy's shirt towards the end, you're thinking, why Scales pulled his shirt? He's just giving a foul. You know, the chance that they've got on the edge of the box, you're thinking, if this goes in, if this is a goal, Scales is then at fault again. But lucky enough, it comes off the wall and Celtic going to defend. Absolutely fantastic. Chilpel says, Lenny's too much blusher on. The face painter must get paid tonight. Trusty finally playing to his potential, says Colin. I thank God every morning I open my eyes. I'm a Tim, says Carly. Palms in the house. Eamon says, it's a great result tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Scales and Trusty played blinders, says Jed. Also, they didn't just play blinders, they were absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. When you look at the amount of passes and the possession, the Italians had 67% possession. Celtic had 33% possession. The Italians had 633 passes, where Celtic had 333. The pass accuracy, the Italians stayed pretty consistent during the game at 86%. Celtic's dropped down to 78% in the second half. Celtic had the 4 corners, where the Italians had 7. The Italians were offside 3 times. The Celtic were offside once, with the only card going to Alistair Johnston early on in the first half. Well, just shows you Baz, big man, the mighty Celtic into this rotten mob. Yes, says Danny Cassie. Big Des says fantastic work from the whole squad, including the coaching staff. Wee Straka was full on. I think everyone played their part tonight. Just like the Joe Hart said after the game. Joe Hart said, look, this was a 16-man game tonight. Everyone played their part. All the subs came on, played their part. Luke McCowan came on, made his debut in European football, not just the Champions League, but European football. And I've got to say, he done quite well. Michael Ross, Little Miss Horror Bag, says, woohoo, well done Celtic, brilliant. Where are the Hoops in Euro League now? They are 18th. We are 18th in the league. We are 18th in the league. There are games currently just started. So as it stands, Celtic have just moved down to 20th. We've just moved down to 20th in the league with the current standings because of results that are coming in. So it was good to get up to that 18th. We were in 18th. There's Brendan Rodgers talking.
To stand up, to fight, and right to the very end. So to come here and keep a clean sheet.
Yep, absolutely brilliant.
It was a brilliant defensive.
Brilliant.
I know we've spoken up a lot about lessons
defended.
There's a few things. I think if we look back to that Dortmund game, there's 80% of the things you can't control in a football match, 20% that you can. So referees' decisions, luck going against you. And if I look at that game in Dortmund, there was 4 goals and 2 penalties went against us, and then we had a couple of goals with deflections went against us. There's 4 goals straight away.
Yep.
That didn't go in our favour. But at this level, you know that the quality can really hurt you. So for us, it was really making sure, I said before the game about the compactness. It was the same plan in Dortmund in relation to being compact and tight, but
interesting.
That, and then obviously the quality came through. So today was just making sure that we have that same mentality, the same courage, and I felt we also carried the threat when we had the ball as well.
Yes, we did. Definitely.
Any experience at this level.
Yep. Keogh was inexperienced at this level.
Hurried with the ball, we give away a little bit too cheaply. But that comes step by step. But to come away to Atalanta, a team of this level,
Yep.
and to
Get
have
the
that
draw
concentration
for 90 minutes.
And yeah, I was very pleased.
We talk about what the players are learning. Do you feel as though personally as a manager and as a coach you're still continuing to learn with each game that goes by?
Each day of my life I'm learning.
Yeah.
So I'm a very
Each
aspirational-
day. Each day.
That's the type of person I am. So no, but that's what I like
Brilliant
to
from Brendan. Absolutely brilliant.
Even further than where you were, so you think of the Borussia Dortmund feeling. After that, we don't want that again in the changing room, and that has allowed us that sort of trampoline effect to really push on and learn from it. And then you see tonight, you come to here.
Brilliant performance.
The feeling is a great feeling that you've come to a top opponent at this level and been able to keep a clean sheet and defend well, and then it's just a case of building on that step by step. So you're always learning as a manager.
It's funny, isn't it, how different conversations could be a
Yep.
couple of weeks later when I'm talking about 4 points in 3 games. I'm assuming you already are beginning to think about points tallies and what you need and what might potentially lead you to.
Well, it's the next game, but if you actually look at the games that we've played, you know, the 2 level of opponents away from home and in the home game, 4 points is really
Massive.
a good start for us.
Massive. Good start. 4 points is what we amassed last year in the Champions League in total.
Give us a chance. But we focus on tonight, analyse the game, so much courage and bravery in the team, and I'm really, really happy for the players and the supporters, because the players, that hurts when you're out on that field and you have that Dortmund result, and obviously for the supporters, so they've come over here, probably unsure what to expect, maybe
They thought we were going to get gubbed.
you know,
Yep.
we can see it again, so they will have great pride in the team, and it continues a really good start to the season for us.
Does that. Well done, Brendan. Absolutely fantastic start to the season. Fantastic. Fantastic start to the season. So Celtic are currently sitting in, well, they're showing it as 18th, but that's not the live scoreboard. When you look at the live Champions League results, Celtic are sitting 20th. The telly are showing it wrong. The live league table, Celtic have slipped down to 20th because Lille are currently getting beat. So who's winning? Barcelona's winning 1-0. Manchester City's winning 1-0. Benfica are drawn with Liverpool. Are they playing Liverpool? I don't know who they're playing. But Feyenoord are drawn also. So it was always the case that the teams that were behind us kicking off tonight, it will be the case that Celtic may finish the night in 20th position. I can't see too many of the results going the other way. Atletico Madrid are winning. Yeah, as long as Atletico Madrid don't go on a crazy goal scoring run, Celtic could finish the evening in 20th position, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You need to finish top 24, but like we say, there's a lot of games still to be played. A lot of games still to be played before. I mean, Neil Lennon saying at least 10 points. I think if Celtic win their next 3 home games, they're going to get at least 10 points. I did say at the beginning of this competition, I said I thought the minimum Celtic should be aiming for was 10 points, and that would give us a cracking chance to stay in the middle of that group and get the extra 2 games in the Champions League. Right, let's jump back into the comment section and see what you're all saying in the comments for this fantastic evening.
game, because coming up here on TNT Sports 4, we have Barcelona against Bayern Munich, and Barcelona are already a goal to the good.
Barcelona, Bayern Munich games now coming on. Oof, cracking for Barcelona. Have they got the young guy playing, Yamal, 17-year-old? Anyway, I'm going to watch that as well. Right, let me jump back into the comments. Where were we? Joseph says, hail Baz, it's 100%. Right, two keeping players, you don't change. Sweet Carly Johnston, brilliant. See, Falcon Roof says, the wee ball for Barcelona's done well. Hardly put a foot wrong. I was not watching that yet, but he's some little player. Great result, proud of the boys tonight. James Boy says, if we can get at least 6 out of the 15 points, we're laughing. I think that we're going to get a little bit more. I think the worst game to come for us in the remaining games is the one away to Aston Villa. Aston Villa are flying in the Champions League just now. I mean, they've won their first 3 games. Can Celtic get anything from Aston Villa away in our last game? I think before we get to that game, we'll know that we're at least cemented our place in the top 24, which is most important. Right, let's jump onto the land of Twitter and see what the Celtic fans are saying. Leaving Italy with a hard-fought point. First up, Trusty was the men's tonight. Folk are too quick to write off players. This is so true. If we love you, Celtic, take a bow. The defence tonight, what a point. We are magic. Some shift tonight, Trusty was immense. Says, make mine a double. Kevin says, everybody's been absolutely class tonight. Come on to F. Trusty was absolutely immense tonight. I tell you, it's amazing how quick people change their tune. Before the game, yesterday, when it was when everybody knew that Cameron Carter-Vickers wasn't going to be on the aeroplane, everybody thought with Trusty playing it was going to be a nightmare. What a effing club. Take a bow, Austin Trusty. Scales and Trusty. Take a bow is another one. So if I'm proud of Celtic tonight, like most of us, I thought we were going to get absolutely pumped, especially when Carter-Vickers was ruled out. Trusty, man of the match, superb point, means we need another 6 point to seal a place in the top 24 of this first UEFA Champions League clean sheet since Anderlecht in 2017. A first clean sheet in the Champions League since Anderlecht in 2017. Scales has grown into a proper Celtic centre half. We paid 10 million for him. We've never performed at that level. So we got an absolute bargain. Rodgers actually let his ego at home and listened to the critics. He left his ego at home and listened to the critics. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't think he listened to the critics at all. I think we played the way that the team expected to play tonight, and we'll take it in hands. But going all the way to park the bus, just to stay home if you're not interested in football, says an Italian by the looks of it. Going all the way to park a bus, just stay home if you're not interested in football. The arrival of Austin Trusty at Celtic as a player, him and Scales were immense tonight. Fantastic team performance. A brilliant hard-won point against a very good Italian team. Well done, boys. Scales in particular, a strong match, but everyone contributed. Holy F, I'm actually no raging after an away day in Europe. Brilliant away point from home. I'd rather we sat back and defended for 90 plus minutes rather than trying to go head to head with the best teams. It's not pretty, but far better than Dortmund. Hail, hail. Now, this is an interesting point because a lot of the Celtic fans and people are bemoaning about the way that Celtic played and it was defensive. But it's what the Celtic fans cried out for. They wanted a defensive showing. If we weren't as tight at the back and the way that we were tonight, they would have ripped us apart. And I think that Rodgers, yep, Stephen, you got it right. We didn't park the bus. I don't think we parked the bus. Don't know what that guy was on about. Trusty looked settled. That's a fantastic performance, says Falcon Roof. AJSC Tech says we could have been a bit better on the ball in transitions tonight, but off the ball defending we were superb. Rangers Radio Lubas, hurry up. I need injected. Oh, you're not going to go and listen to Rangers radio. Anyway, my throat's going to give in. So, no, there's 400 folk online. There's not a chance of only 450 now. 450 odd people online. Amazing Leipzig at Paradise on bonfire night. We could definitely make 7 points. That Big Des says, got to give it to Atlanta. Credit only to the Italian team that we have played who haven't rolled about. They did have one or two moments towards the end of the game. We always, yes, I feel Rodgers did set us up to be more compact and less adventurous, and the work that Ida does was crucial. Yes, it was crucial, and a lot of people are saying that Ida was rubbish. I don't think so. I think that Brendan Rodgers played an absolute blinder tonight. I thought Brendan Rodgers got his tactics right. I thought he set us up the way that he wanted us to, and it was interesting that Brendan Rodgers also said at the end of the interview, he said, look, this is the way that we'd actually planned to play against Dortmund. He said, but we lost 4 goals, 2 were a penalty and 2 were just ridiculous. He said, when you lose 4 goals like that, that's what hit the team. That's what basically, it never let us get in first gear. But Brendan Rodgers says, we did want to play like that in Germany and it didn't work on the night. It works tonight and it was absolutely fantastic. Valuable point. Now we just need to win 2 of the remaining 5 fixtures. I think we'll win a minimum of 3. Now the Barcelona game is on. They're winning 1-0. There's Long Yamal. Fantastic little player he is for Barcelona. And Spain, they're saying that they're not going to rush him into the Spanish main team. Kaiser, facts Baz, I missed your first one. Invite me Baz, lol. It's not that software, Kaiser, or I would have. The press also said Brendan could be pragmatic. He shattered that illusion. Yes, he did that. Watch the live set now. They're going to get a right tough game from them. Yes, we are. Stephen says 4-4-2, deep defensive, then transition to 4-3-3 on the counter. Yeah, I don't think they were 4-4-2 because Dyson was up, not Dyson, but Arameda was up front himself. Trusty stepped up for sure, but Scales was still the leader, showing the way, says RJL67. Falcon Hoof then says, if a ball bounced the other way, 1 or 2 occasions we could have nicked it. Yes, we could have. A point I never seen coming, says Chowpel. You're kidding on. Just onside. It's unlike Barcelona to play them onside like that. I say it was well timed by Kane. But it's unlike Barcelona to let them get played onside like that. Anyway, Karl Mark was unreal tonight. Right administrator, a sensible young man, Kosh, Lorna, Chilpil. What? Like this. It's a sensible young man, Kosha. I have no idea. I've not even seen where he is. Opinionated Glaswegian says, excellent result, confidence booster for future away days. It is that, not just away days. When we get teams back to Celtic Park, it means that the stadium will be absolutely bouncing, just like the very first game in the Champions League. Dyson looks quality. Kane's goal was good. Yeah, it was. It was that. I want to see Barcelona win though. Barca's my team in Spain. Man of the match tonight, the whole team was outstanding, says Ian. Yeah, they were that. Kieran says Hatate was unlucky on on 3 occasions, threw balls in the first half. Another day, but he stole 3 points. Atalanta play football. We defended outstanding when needed. I think on another day, Kyogo would have got the ball in the back of the net. That one where he was 1-on-1 with the keeper. you're thinking just rather than trying, you can see what he was trying to do. He was obviously trying to chip the keeper, and it came over the top of the roof of the net. But for me, that's a just take one touch and smash it into the back of the net. You know, he was too far out to try and do that, if you ask me. But yeah, it is what it is. Who cares? Casper's man of the match. Enjoy. Our time will come. Martin says, great result. Hail from Florida. Falkenhoof says, Casper, well done. Who the Rangers play? Who cares? Who cares? We're in the Champions League on 4 points. 4 points is the total points that Celtic got the whole of last season in the Champions League. Let me just turn that down a bit because that's a bit bright. And then I'm just going to change this. 2 seconds. There is an image. Just going to take the team down. Browse. If I could find it. I think when you're looking for something, you can never find it. Alright, download it again. 2 seconds. I'll just do this. Was that against the run of play for Barcelona there, or was it coming? So I'm not really. It was Barcelona going again though. Oh come on, that was a push. I thought that was a push on the back there, like, but the ref didn't think so. And then there's Bayern. I'll just do this, save this, and then I need to go back onto here. There we go, that does that, so everyone's all back to normal. Right, let's jump back into the comment section and see what everyone is saying to it. Definitely a moral win, leaving Italy with a point. It's more than a moral win. It's a fantastic result. Buzzing here in Porto, forgot the match earlier, so accepted the job to film a pre-match press conference. Had it on one ear. Irishman in Porto, you're some guy. I'd love to catch up with you sometime. Celtic girl said superb performance from the team tonight. Could not be happier. I thought Atalanta were one-dimensional. Their football really suited Trusty and Scales. Yeah, it did that. Trusty was class. Street Share, we're all doing it. £590,000 for the draw. Yes, Kaiser, I am live. Why? Yes, I am live, Kaiser. You know, watched a rerun. Lagarty Rangers have always celebrate draws. Celtic girl says, if you're offered 4 points after these games, would have bitten your hand off. I think that we're ahead of schedule on Raggarty's a bun. Raging Huns. Leave the Raging Huns alone. Where is he? Raggarty. It's been deleted by long anyway, so I just keep an eye on that. Kaiser, Trusty was fantastic. Yes, he was. Raggarty is a current bun. At least they know what it's like to play and watch a team that win in the Champions League and get good results in the Champions League and get 4 points in the Champions League with games still to go. You know, and I think about all that money that Celtic's getting. You're going to go to bed tonight crying yourself to sleep. Anyway, show me a spoon. Show me a spoon. And it's a video. I've not got a spoon. Show you a bottle. I'm drinking 100 tears, Kaiser. Yep, it's that salty 100 tears. Oh, wait a minute. It's the 24 edition, Kaiser. 2024 edition of Zombie Tears. Right, I'm off to bed. Good night. God bless. Prayers answered, says Jim. Kieran says, Trusty in the last 30 minutes was outstanding. He was that. Celtic Girl says, you have a feel for these these Rangers fans. They've not tasted winning in a long time. Kaiser's laughing. I'm done and dusted. I'm done for tonight. I'm going to try and watch the remainder of this game, the Barcelona game. I think it'll be a fantastic game. I shall see you first thing tomorrow morning. And Patrick Toner says, hail, hail, boys and girls from Belfast. Great point. Spotlights on that lot tomorrow. Jamesy Boy says the money's nearly 600k brought in. Trustees transferred down. 2012 Hunteers is a vintage one. Liverpool are winning 1-0. Danny Boy says Trusty wasn't getting any of this last week. He was getting pelters. Adios amigo says Wex. Cheers, Baz and Troops. Tory gets the last word. Let's all laugh at the Huns. How much does Celtic get for a draw? Who cares? We're getting 50 odd million just for being in the Champions League. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic night, Celtic fans all around the world.